Some of humanity's greatest achievements were attained because brilliant minds dared to push themselves. They challenged the status quo, braved new frontiers, and inside every one of us, there's a yearning to ask the hard questions. That's why we're here to give you the answers.
These intros are getting amazing.
It's hard to read these on the street. All right. Ask John's a chance for you to weigh in and ask me whatever's on your mind. Ed.
This is great. All right, so these are the questions that were submitted to John via social media. Here's our first one from Robert in Tampa. Robert asks, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Well, my wife and I, we love traveling. For our next trip, hopefully one day soon, I want to go to France. There are three things I want to do. I want to spend time in Paris. I want to go to a chateau in the countryside.
Nice.
And I want to go to Disneyland Paris.
Okay.
How about you?
Actually, our own Ian Oliver went to Iceland. Actually, had his wedding in Iceland. Yeah. And I'm like, that's a place I want to go. Also, kind of strange, I want to go to the Arctic.
Why not? Let's go.
Awesome.
See some polar bears.
No doubt. All right, so next question. This one's coming from Instagram. Liz from Tampa asks, is a burrito really a type of sandwich?
That's a very good question, Liz. A burrito is meat wrapped in a baked flour product, so could it be considered a sandwich? For this answer, I went straight to the source. I found a copy of the Food Standards and Labeling Policy Book for the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And according to the USDA, a burrito is not a sandwich. The official government definition of a sandwich is a product with at least 35% cooked meat and no more than 50% bread. So, according to Washington, the tortilla does not qualify. Ergo, a burrito is not a sandwich. And to further hammer home the point, the USDA classifies burrito as a Mexican sandwich-like product, similar to a sandwich, but it's not a sandwich.
I was about to get a little bit heated if you were going to bring up and say that that was considered a sandwich. It's like, no, absolutely not. All right, got another one here. A new one on here for Ask John. We have a phone-in question. Let's take a listen.
Hi, I'm Todd from Jacksonville. I'd like to ask John, what's the proper etiquette for armrests while on an airplane that has 3 rows?
This has been a divisive issue for decades. It was actually huge on social media just a couple of months ago. So to help demonstrate, we're here at Eagle 8 Airlines. Our friend Matt is at the window seat. I'm in the middle, and Ed here is at the aisle. Yeah. And according to Southern Living magazine, the person in the middle is supposed to have both armrests, while you are supposed to have the left, or whatever is the opposite if you're at the window, and then the aisle seat has the opposite. So in this case, you'll have the right armrest, you in the aisle have the left, and I have both. That's according to Southern Living. Just saying.
I just get I just get banged by the cart as it comes by every single time. He paid a little extra for the window seat. This is Matt, by the way, one of our floor directors. But I just remember seeing the story that there's a new way of they're proposing to do the seats where the center seat is actually a little bit lower and pushed a little bit farther back to maybe allow for armrests.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
A new story that came out.
And I was thinking a lot about this after I got this question from Todd, because I feel like I've always shared the armrest with the person next to me. Maybe I've just annoyed them and never knew.
If you get there first, the armrest is yours.
Fair game.
Fair game.
Just
That's the way. Yeah, exactly. So if you got a question for John, what you got to ask him?
That's right. Don't ask Google. Ask John. Send me a question on social media, and I just might answer it next Sunday. And you never know what we'll come up with next.
We're coming on in.
Thank you.
Good to have you. All right, let's take a quick check of what's happening outside.